I'm really in a different part of my mind. And I remember somebody asked me the question, and I was supposed to make a video for it back then, but I ain't double back to it, and I just been cleaning up my mind. And the question came around, you heard me, but the answer rotated. You know what I'm saying? And motherfucker was like, "Vabo, dog, like why you live outside, bro?" You know what I'm saying? And honestly, bro, I love it. I don't ever want to live inside a building. We're not supposed to live inside buildings. We ain't supposed to be living under synthetic light. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this would be another conversation for a whole nother video because I look at the sun and the moon suspect because it's perfect objects. Nothing outside us is perfect. And I used to grow cannabis inside and outside, but inside I knew. See, the way I started cannabis, bro, I started off a Reggie seed, and I used a 25 white light. I used a 25-watt light, low lumens, low spectrum. One of those little 695, 495 little lamp lights you get. You know what I'm saying? I had probably like 25 to 50-watt light bulb in that bit, and I was like, bro, the sun. I created the sun. This plant might think this is really the real sun. And then sometimes I'd be like, man, the moon and the sun might be, that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother video. As I was saying though, we not supposed to be living inside buildings, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is my perspective. This is my take. Yeah, a lot of people didn't offer me a place, offer me a room. I didn't have one of my family members said that I got a sweet deal if I go by my other family member and I could go shack up over there. You know what I'm saying? And it's some nice land. And I was like, yeah, I know. But, you know, man, I talked to my mama. Last time I talked to my mama, she was like, yeah, you could come here, you know. And I was like, could I just throw a tent in the backyard? She was like, Tootie, you ain't gotta live outside. I was like, it's too much to explain to you. That's why I asked. She was like, yeah, you could throw a tent in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this is my life, man. This is my life. And the way that I like to learn outside. See, if you inside, then you know how you use and normally learn. You got to use a computer when you inside and you want to learn. But if you go outside, you can learn everything that the computer could teach you when you inside about outside. Not only that, I went to school. I went to trade school. I went to HVAC, solar panels, and electricity. Right. I picked up some things. When I was in HVAC, I learned that the liquid that's in the air conditioning fluids, uh, we're not supposed to be breathing that. Literally, you know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be breathing that. And then when you inside, bro, for example, think about. Let me just put it like this. For example, think about you ain't open your mouth all day. I mean, you brush your teeth and stuff like that, but think about if you ain't open your mouth all day. Your teeth healthy, your breath, I mean, your teeth healthy, your mouth healthy, your oral health is healthy. But if your ass kept your mouth closed all day, your breath still gonna stink. Still gonna have build up bacteria in it, right? Now think of a house. It got build up bacteria in it. It's just my point, right? I used to live in a house with one of my family members. He was older. And, I had to take care of the duties like, just cut the grass and shit like that, just clean up behind myself. But his wife died. So I would clean up the house. I was basically the one cleaning the house up. And I realized how I would spend majority of my life, the day, the time, people would be inviting me to places, and I'm like, I can't leave to my house cleaner. I would clean that house every day. Now we did had one cat and two dogs. So that was and think about it like this. One dog never really went outside because I think he broke his legs broke down or some shit like that. Hear me? So this dog never really went outside, bro. So think how that house was, bro. I would clean that house up every day. Think about when I went out of town, bro. Every time I came back, that house was just nasty. So many different smells. People used to always be like, "Damn, bro, you smell like dogs, bro." It's because my house had dogs, and one of the dogs never really went outside. So think about what's going on inside you. You understand what I'm saying? I got multiple reasons, bro, why I can explain this to each his own. Cause I built my body like this. This is how my body is. You feel me? My body is sensitive. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I touch something, I could feel everything that touched it and any substance that was on that before I put my hands on it. Like you don't eat just with your esophagus and with your mouth. Your hands is fingers. You could look at your fingers like teeth, and your hands is the mouth. You understand what I'm saying? And bro, I literally be able to just that's why I don't touch certain things, but I'm real sensitive, bro. Now I get inside, bro, and I could just pick up on all that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It just was nasty. It put nasty tastes in my mouth because I'm how could I put it? I'm suctioning it from my fingers instead of breaking it down and eating it. Cause you know how your mom and them used to be like, I ain't even hungry. Shit, I got full off of cooking this shit. You hear me? Like, bro, your body, you breathing all that in, bro. People used to always tell me like, damn, bro, you smell like dogs, bro. I had to stop going to that house. Like that was my house, but it smelled like I smell like dogs, bro. I wash my clothes, all of that, but then the dog smell just get in it, bro. And and I'm gone. I come back to that house to clean that house up. It'd be a mess, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like the family member I was living with was junky and nasty. It's just like, hey, bro, it's stagnant. It was stagnant, right? So you living inside of a stagnant environment. When you need fresh air, you need oxygen. And another thing, like I say, to each his own. This is my perspective, but I'm breaking down why I don't live in a motherfucking house. Why we ain't supposed to be living in houses. Let me tell you something, bro. I used to sleep in the AC. I wasn't even sick, but I'd wake up and my nose would be dried up, like my sinuses would be dried up. Even my healthy sinuses would be dried up from the AC. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I went to trade school, bro. I even learned like, hey, bro, a lot of these man-made conditions we shouldn't be living in, bro. Just like ice, you ain't supposed to eat ice, especially if you going to McDonald's and all of these places, bro. If you ever worked at a restaurant and you got fired because you was the greatest worker, because these people don't thoroughly clean shit. You gotta think about all these ice machines, bro. They not getting clean, bro. You gotta think about why motherfuckers used to always say the ice cream machine at McDonald's was broke, cause they not trying to clean it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I used to work at hella restaurants. Used to take apart the little soda machines and shit. You heard me? They'd be like, Vabo, man, just make it look good, bro. Bro, we trying to get up out of here, bro. We always leaving late cause of you. Just make it look good, bro. I was like, damn, what? I thought this is what we were supposed to do. I thoroughly clean this bitch. You heard me? They in this bitch making it look good, but it still be sticky, still be nasty, and I'm like, ah, that's why I'm real picky, bro. You know what I'm saying? And nah, bro, we not supposed to be living inside buildings. Me, I like the clouds, I like the sky, I like the sun. I mean, when it rain and shit like that, yeah, you want to have an overhead. You want to have an overhead. You understand what I'm saying? But nah, bro. We supposed to breathe. We supposed to breathe. We supposed to breathe, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Staying inside a house, you ain't breathing, bro. You ain't getting the proper sunlight. And it ain't even that. You're supposed to be, not only that, you're supposed to be getting the proper nutrients and minerals and vitamins from the environment. The wind, you know what I'm saying? The birds coming around, chirping. All of these is different endorphins and dopamines that's natural, that's supposed to happen compared to compared to you being inside a building all day than being on your phone all day. And you getting that's why the world in the state that it's in right now, bro, because the world is filled with synthetic drugs, synthetic dopamine, synthetic lights. All of this synthetic shit is giving artificial intelligence all the information they need, but also artificial energy inside of an organic realm. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why the world in the state that it's in, bro, because people need to get off their phones, go outside, walk in nature, bro. Listen, bro. I love when the trees talk to me. I love looking at clouds and seeing shapes in them. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably just a old iPhone one that'll never get updated, but I love the original things of life that money can't buy. And everything in nature is there for you. You know what I'm saying? But then the more and more you live in this technology world and live inside, and unless you spend in nature, that's the more and more that nature gonna cease to exist, and then you're gonna be forced to have to just live in this technology world. You get what I'm saying? But I ain't never see this motherfucking bus pull up over here, bro. It's gotta be part of this gang stalking shit. This bus ain't never, boy. I be out here all day. I be out here all day. I do. I be out here all day. That bus ain't never come back here. Anyway, welcome to the Truman Show. But yeah, man. That's a couple reasons why you know I don't wanna. I'm gonna be. Let's get into this shit, bro. I don't want to hear all of that humming and that buzzing. I don't know how y'all do it. That shit be irking my nerves, bro. Hearing all that noise. I remember I used to be in Arizona on the light rail and shit when I was in AZ, bro. The fucking light rail get to talking every stop. I be like, God damn, bitch, shut this hoe up. All we need you to do is just flash the shot, the stops on the little visible sign. We don't need you to get oral with us too. It's too much. Then you already got big old screens that's bright as a motherfucker, brighter than the lights above you in your face. And I'll be like, I could feel all that radiation. So think about you in your house. You basically giving yourself free chemotherapy. And the more your house filled with technology, the smart technology, that's the more radiation, the more tape recorders, visual and audio that you giving up to yourself. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And the more we engage, I mean, to each his own. You gotta have balance because I'm a digital nomad. You know what I'm saying? But just being around all of these things, I could feel it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I used to have a fucking dishwasher. I used to hear that bitch loud as fuck. I'll be sleep, clothes washing, clothes probably in the dryer. My dryer way on the other side of the house. I just could hear it, bro, cause I don't know how to explain it. I just could hear it, bro. I just could hear it. You know what I'm saying? When I got these lights on me, I don't feel good. These synthetic lights keep you up. You know what I'm saying? All of that noise, all of that synthetic noise, artificial noise keep you up. I be noticing it, bro. And it's also silent weapons for a quiet war, bro. They make you burn yourself out and die and stay in one place to get something, and then you get taxed for it your whole life. Now, I'm not saying be irresponsible and stuff like that. You heard me, but we ain't supposed to be having to pay no mortgage and then a water bill and all of that. I mean, like shit. Yeah, you got to pay to get your water to come through, and you got to pay somebody to come pick the trash up. But we ain't supposed to be paying the rent, bro. If anything, we ain't supposed to be paying to stay nowhere. If anything, we supposed to be paying, giving the people they value for the services they provide when we need our services, like water and stuff like that. We're not supposed to be paying to stay nowhere, bro. I understand buying some land and then make that your move, but go and pay rent, bro. It just don't make no sense. Don't. And I feel like they took a big aspect of our life away by putting us in this fucking rat race, in this hamster wheel, bro. For real. Think about how much time people would be able to devote if they didn't have to do so much that this matrix created. This busy work, going to court, paying tickets, sitting at goddamn stop signs and stop lights. It had made people where they can't operate, and they gotta take these laws and shit. But let's stick to the topic, right? I don't want to make this shit too long. You heard me, but I want to get into the vital shit because I think I made a video about this. Or I spoke a little bit on it, but one of the subscribers, I don't even like that goddamn word. Well, you know the difference from a subscriber, but one of my tribal members want to be like, Bible, bro, why are you still on the streets, bro? You know what I'm saying? You need to get you a place that you could call your own. But even if it's, you get you you don't get you a house, or get you somewhere where the land, where you on land, where your energy signature is just resembling on it by itself. You feel me? Or your energy signature could be the host, something like that. No, I mean I'm working on that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I gotta create me a GoFundMe account. I gotta check on the one I got, maybe update it, cause I ain't been on the computers lately. But yeah, man, I just like being outside. I like seeing the animals. You know what I'm saying? Your TV and the way you watch social media and doom scroll is the same way I like to throw logs in my bonfire. You know what I'm saying? Your TV, to me, my TV is a bonfire. You know, your music is headphones. My music is the animals and just the wind and being quiet. You know, I don't want to keep on hearing. You ever took your headphones out and heard these beats and these songs? It just sound like a. They all sound the same with that tap, bro. You could really hear the robotic features and less of the organic instruments that's put in these songs. But that's a little bit off topic. Yeah, man, just being inside, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. You know, I don't like that. I like to build up my tolerance. I like to build up my. You know, I was on a bus one day and the lady was like, "Man, you know what? I know you survive. You. If things hit the fan, you gonna make it because you can survive the elements." And I'm like, you know what? That's what I like to build my body up. I don't want to be so soft. You know what I'm saying? Staying inside make you soft sometimes. Like I said, ain't nothing wrong with having an overhead, having somewhere to go when you could get away from the world. You know what I'm saying? Food, shelter, clothing, and transportation. That's what we need. But I'm saying is even living in a square, bro. We're not supposed to live in no square. That trap energy. You want to live in a pyramid, in a triangle. You know what I'm saying? That make the energy fluctuate and marinate until it become more potential and more it become more potent. You know what I'm saying? It builds up more potential. Sitting in the box in the square, it takes the potential. So you got to sit back and you got to think about the I'm about to say geological, the geometrical shapes and the energy that these geometrical shapes host and hold. Right. I'm looking at this from the spiritual, the energetic, the mental, and intentional. Then I'm looking at it lastly about the physical and having to pay bills and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, let me explain something to y'all, bro. Yeah, my leg healthy as a horse, but just when I be getting my workouts in, bro, look what I've been doing lately. Cause I talked to the OG that's in Africa, and we was chopping it up. And some strange reason, I guess, my gang stalking program simulation always hear everything I say. So one day I was just walking somewhere and I never found copper. I never be seeing no copper out there in the streets. I found some copper, so I grabbed it bit and I just keep that bitch lodged up in my socks because that's bioenergy, right? Living in a box mess up your bioenergy. It mess up a lot of things, bro. And you breathing in the same as air. It's engulfing you. You know, I'm gonna be honest like this. Living in a house with the AC on, to each his own, but it's like magnifying all the chemicals from the chemtrails and stuff like that, and you getting high off that. You hotboxing yourself in the house freely, lowly, every time. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, I just don't like being around synthetic shit. You know, I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm a hypocrite or I'm a goody two shoes or I'm all that. I'm holier than thou and shit. I'm going back to Jurassic Parks. It's just, man, inside these houses is just distractions. It's a beautiful jail cell. That's all I see it as. It's a beautiful jail cell. You know what I'm saying? And to each his own. Like I say, every now and then you need to go lay down, relax, get away from people. Yeah, you need food, shelter, clothing, and transportation. You need an overhead. But seeing the same four walls, you know, these people got this shit down to a science, to a psychologist. This is psychology. And being on those walls, you know, even if it's a beautiful house, you know what I'm saying? But and then on another level, like I want to be surrounding myself with real materials. That's what I've been noticing lately, that I've been switching up the materials I put on my skin and my body. 'Cause I remember I was in Hawaii and I think one of the Gito told me when I was working with him on the grill, he was like, I think he said cotton and wool don't go together. But he said wool, I think it was cotton and wool, but he said wool and something don't go together. Cause you know, certain fabrics don't go together. They mess up. It'll mess up your whole. You know what I'm saying? I've been going real in the inner worlds of a lot of things. You know, and also I always been on that mind state like, man, we gotta pay these fucking bills, bro. No, man, that shit don't make no sense, bro. Yeah, I mean, you gotta take care of your responsibilities and shit, bro. But nah, bro, the price of living in the house is too high anyway. I like to move around. I like to travel, bro. You know, if you live in a house, then everything in that house you own. You own by that. You feel me? And I like to keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a lot to make myself happy. Because basically how I make myself happy is my eternal state. No, nothing or anything outside of me or anything going on outside of me can deal with my eternal state. Only I, you understand what I'm saying, can change the temperature of myself. So, and that's what I've been doing. And it's like, man, it's a lot of things I could go without, you know, stressing behind a mortgage and this and that and that and this and that. I'm always on the go, man. I'm always missing. You know, when I was small, something that I always told myself, I always, man, even my family members knew it, bro. But when I was small, I always told myself that I want to have a job. I want to be able to live a lifestyle where I can always go where I want to go and still be able to take care of myself. Welcome to 2025 YouTube platform, Organic Vibes. You heard me? And I make music too. And I was like, bro, I wanna have a career that don't have me with strings attached to anything. I remember I was working at this soul food restaurant, you heard me? And my chef was trying to get me to get with a couple of the females and a couple of them wanted me bad type shit. But I'm like, man, I'm here trying to get my bread and all you bops is boppers. Fuck. But my chef was cool though, you heard me? But one day he was like, bro, you don't never commit to anything. You gotta commit to something. Cause he'll see me josing one girl, then I'll be josing another female. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to get down with them because I work with them, you feel me? But you know, they want to jose me, they want to be all in my space, so why not have a good time anyway? Make the time pass by righteously. Make good connections, whoopty whoop. And man, my chef was like, bro, you don't want to commit to anything. You gotta commit to something. You know what I'm saying? Because then I was working different positions when I was in there too. But I really wanted to work the grill. But I wanted to move around too, do prep and all that too. But I just wanted to work the grill. You know what I'm saying? But you know, my chef said that, and it opened my mind when he said that. He was like, "You don't want to commit to anything," and I was like, "Nah, bro. It ain't that I don't want to commit to anything. It's just that I don't want to have nothing that got any strings attached to me, bro. I want to be able to fly when I want to fly. I want to be able to cry when I want to cry. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want no strings attached to me. You dig? And I love seeing the animals. I love seeing the plants. Look, man, they created plants so they could live inside, called house plants. House plants can't live outside in nature. That's genetically made. So I'm trying to stay away from all of the things that was genetically made and stick to all the things that was genetically created. You understand what I'm saying? But I feel like I done spent about 30, 60, 80 years speaking about this shit. It's just that, hey, bro, we not supposed to be living inside, bro. We supposed to be getting extended amounts of sunlight. We supposed to be living in warm environments all the time. You understand what I'm saying? Tropical environments at that. And these conditions that people told themselves that it was cool with and it's the norm, I ain't fucking with it. Bro, let me tell you something about my mom and my brothers and sisters and all of them. They inside motherfuckers, bro. I'm the only one that ever go outside. My mama will be like, "Oh, I don't want to get too dark." I'm like, "What? What the fuck is that? You want to get too dark? You black already. You already brown skin. You got the chopper suit. You already got the golden suit. What? You want to get blacker? Never heard of that. I want to get as black as I could get. I want to look like one of them goddamn Nairobis. You know what I'm saying? I want to look like one of them goddamn motherfuckers in Africa. I want to be black as a motherfucker. Cause that means I'm holding way more neuromelanin, bitch. The black I get, and where I'm at, bitch, I've been getting black as a bitch. You feel me? And bro, I like the sun, bro. I like sitting in the sun. I like sitting in the moonlight, bro. I like being outside. I like breathing real air, bro. And another thing, I know this shit gonna be crazy and wild and shit, but I like sitting in the sun so much, bro, that I get gang stalked that I know my gang stalkers ain't gonna stay long because they can't stay in the sun long. So I'll be eating that shit up, bro. I'll be eating that shit up. You hear me? Because people don't like sitting in the sun like me. But I would sit in the sun for hours on end, bro. Literally. Moisturize or not, bitch. If I go out and think about going out in the sun and not being moisturized, bitch, my body will soon moisturize itself. You feel me? Got the chapa suit, got the best skin suit, got the space suit. You hear me? You know I work for NASA, not a straight answer. Ugh. Space camp shit, man. You hear me? But yeah, man, I like my space. I like my space, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I'm inside of a building, bro, I feel like I feel like a giant that's ducking down in a small ass house. I feel like I feel like a grown ass man living in Chucky's house. Chucky the dog. Y'all know that evil ass motherfucker. I feel like if Chucky ever had a house, well, Chucky, it would always be a big ass house. It wouldn't be no little dog house. Chucky ain't having that shit. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all like, yeah, bro. I just feel like I'm being cut off. And these buildings don't seem right and don't look right. I've been to so many different places, cities, states, and countries, and I ain't gonna lie, it's so beautiful. Like I seen the mosques and shit, the Muslim mosques and shit. The way they built so beautiful. They're not built with squares and shit. And then you gotta realize, bro, every part of the house takes electricity, and everything in the house takes electricity, and it charges you for electricity. Some of these cathedrals and churches and places like that, bro, were batteries, tuning forks, and stuff like that, right? So your house or your living environment is supposed to be a tuning fork in a positive way. And these houses is filled with you got smart meters on your house, you got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, shit, you got uh artificial light, you got washing machines and dryers, you got buku machines humming off and shit. You got hella radiation, you got chemo radiation, you got don't be wearing no earbuds in the house too. You frying the fuck out yourself. you in the air fryer, my boy, my guy. You know what I'm saying? And my skin healthy and I feel good and I'm pure and I could, when I'm inside, bro. It's another thing I know is like I said, when I'm inside the AC and shit, man, that shit be making my nose clog up and shit and making me not be able to smell stuff as good. And then when I'm outside and I do what I normally do, I can smell everything. That's what I noticed too. And another thing I noticed is, boy, that living inside these houses, like I said, bro, it traps the energy. It traps the energy. I done walked in people houses and I done heard and felt everything that done happened since nigga day one. And I was like, yeah, you know, like I don't know. I just be noticing shit, but I be looking at people doorknobs and they be having like that black ring around it. That just be letting me know that dark shadowy people be going in these houses and shit. I just be peeping out shit. I know that's sound like off topic. That don't make no sense to say what we speaking on, but just want to throw that in the mix. I just be peeping out things about houses. You know, I look at houses and these houses be looking sad. You know, look at it, bro. Everything is alive. The car is alive. The house is alive. Motherfucker, even my bike is alive. My bike happy. But they say they want me to give it a wash off. It's ready for a new paint job too. And I gotta put some brakes on it. But yeah, man. You know, the most I could do, bro, is live in a car. Now, if I live in a house, I'm ready to build my next house. I'm ready to build my own house. Y'all saw the last house I built was Zen Palette. It was Zen Palette. I think that was maybe 4 5 months up the line. You heard me? Y'all could check it out. Just type in Zen Palette. Yeah, that's the last house I had, and it was outside. I had like found some pallets, put them together, nailed them together, and I still had an opening. Like my front door was an opening. You know what I'm saying? I just like the wind to be able to come through and breathe, bro. The wind carry messages that you could receive just like you can when you looking at the 7 day forecast on your phone, bro. Like literally. That's something I've been working on. Being able to read the weather before things happen. Being able to tell where it's raining at by looking at how it's raining and stuff. Like, I probably just be basic common sense to everybody and just basic shit, but I just be, you know, peeping all other shit. Like I be infatuated with the shit motherfucker. I'll probably get bored with like a motherfucker. Like last night I saw fireflies. I was like, damn, I didn't know they had fireflies out here. Beautiful as hell. The picture that I see outside is way more beautiful than the picture I could ever see inside the house. On a camera, on a phone, or on a wall. Honestly. Picture that. And the animals, bro. Just the animals, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I live, I mean, I know this sound crazy and shit. Like once I get myself situated and shit, and I get better food, shelter, clothing, and transportation, I'm gonna build an overhead. It's probably gonna look just like this. You know what I'm saying? Probably like an open barn or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's open, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the other day, I think it was 2 days ago, I was sitting on my bike, sad and shit. I mean, I was sitting on side my bike, all sad and shit, cause I ain't get no jobs, and I was trying to get some gigs, and the gigs ain't get right and shit. Now I was waiting on a donation so I could go ahead and get the phone on, so I could get the gigs locked. So I was sad as a bitch, and I was just like, dang, just worrying about jobs and that shit. And then the bird, bro, I swear to God, I saw the bird look at me from afar, and then this motherfucker flew in like hyper speed, bro. And I'm sitting right here on side my bike, right? I'm sitting right here on side my bike, right? The little bird flew and sat right on my tire. And I was eating some macadamia nuts, thinking about how I'm about to get some money. And a bird, just was like, nigga, nature, nature, nature will give you money. It might not make you rich, but you'll be wealthy. Because I'm not looking for the money. I'm looking to be able to take care of my food, shelter, clothing, and transportation, my responsibilities, and be able to travel and take care of people that looked out for me along my way. You know what I'm saying? But nature, it's money in nature. You know what I'm saying? Like I had talked to somebody the other day, and we was talking about some health situations, and they was going through something, and it just made me feel so good, and it reminded me what I'm supposed to be doing, living in the honor of Dr. Sebi. You know what I'm saying? Organic vibes, health and wellness. So I will be dropping some more videos about some medicines and herbs. But sticking to the topic, you know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm getting all over the place and shit. But yeah, man, just we are trees, bro. We are trees. And every time you inside all day, every day, you look like a tree that's in the concrete jungle. You ever saw the trees that's in New York or some shit? It's one tree that's fucking glued in the pavement with one little square that billions and zillions of dogs piss and shit at this fucking spot all day. The tree basically dead. But you see what I'm saying? You sitting inside that house all day is like the rose that grew through the concrete, I guess. Like one of the motherfucking trees that's outside them goddamn New York apartments, hotels. And the dog only got that one little small ass square grass to piss shit. A matter of fact, living inside these houses is like being in New York, and they don't got no trees around, but they got that fake ass green grass. That's how it feels. No, I want to feel real grass. I want to feel good. I want to feel the atmosphere. I want to breathe the air. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what's going on around me. Shit like that. And pretty much, there's nothing inside a house that could fulfill my soul like the things in nature and the things outside of a house. You know what I'm saying? All the beautiful trees and shit grow outside. That's why I say if I had when I get my overhead, bro, it's gonna be like I'm gonna have trees and shit growing inside my overhead to the point I might have to cut holes in the roofs when the trees get big, or just move the whole house around because it's gonna be an overhead. It's not gonna be like a solid ass photo for 4 walls or some shit. The bitch might have like 3 walls. You know what? It's gonna be very different. It's gonna be very different. It's gonna be a new house. It's gonna be a new house. That's all I can say. I already got it in my head, but I don't want to say too much. How my overhead gonna be when I get my shelter. I'm not gonna always be out here like this. I promise. I'm not gonna close my eyes like this. I'm not gonna keep waking up like this. Even if I gotta go move in the Amazon or some shit. I gotta go find some Amazon people. Cause I don't wanna get found by no Amazon people. Fuck no, bitch. No, no. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? That was my take. You know, we not supposed to be living in houses, man. We supposed to be, getting this moonlight, getting this sunlight, getting them stars in. You know what I'm saying? One with nature, bro. To each his own, Not having a house built in nature and with nature, yeah, but this shit ain't it. This ain't it. But yeah, man, I'ma holler at y'all. Oasis.